You know who you are, and I promise not to dox you. Hey, what's up? It's the Goodness, dropping some encouragement on you today. I had a very interesting response to a video I put up last week where I declared that I was led by the Holy Spirit to say to a specific group of people, those that believe in God, it's time to take your belief to the next step. You can check it out if you want to. I won't get any deeper than that. But the response was that I shouldn't have used those words, led by the Spirit, unless I was actually led by the Spirit. Well, firstly, I was led by the Spirit, and I'm gonna explain what that means, okay? And as with all my videos, this is not exhaustive nor conclusive. This is a drop of encouragement, okay? So don't expect an entire theological treatise on this. Just a little nutshell, okay? Firstly, some background on myself. I've heard the voice of the Lord since early age. Maybe I'll tell a story. You know what? I'll do that. I'll tell a specific story in another video of what I mean by that. On some other context, I'm 4 feet tall. I walk with a swagger that makes pimps jealous. You know what I'm saying? If you know me, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? That provides a very interesting perspective in life in several factors. But one is that I learned to contemplate, to listen. I learned to know God, to hear God, though for many, many years I ignored God, I still heard him. Also, a very important factor is I'm not an overly emotional person. I'm just not. I'm very logical. I'm very, black is white, black is white, black is black, white is white, and there are logical conclusions to such, which is very important when you declare something such as being led by the Spirit, because a lot of people, they're led by the pizza they had the night before and not by the Spirit. Okay, now let's get into more of a biblical response. If you want to be led by the Spirit, firstly, pray for it. Pray for it. BibleGateway.com, Psalm 43. And by the way, I always say BibleGateway.com so that you know that you can access the Bible, whether you have a physical book or not. You have a phone, you have a computer, you're watching this right now, you can do it too. Anyway, Psalm 43, I'm going to go down to verse 10. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. May your good spirit lead me on level ground. That is my prayer, my absolute prayer, especially when it comes to matters like this. But it's one of the prayers that I pray all the time. Holy Spirit, fill me, lead me, equip me, empower me to do your will. And then I also pray for the armor of God. There's another lesson in and of itself. Secondly, if you are a child of God and a follower of Christ, you know his voice. You know his voice. He says in John 10, verse 27, my sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me. Okay? Number 3, I'm going very, very quickly here. Number 3, 1 John 4, chapter 4, and then specifically verse 1, but this whole little paragraph here, very, very important. And I think that the person that I won't dox that replied to me about being led by the Spirit meant this, which I strongly, highly encourage everyone to do so. But anyway, dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to know whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. This is how you can recognize the Spirit of God. Every spirit that acknowledges that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God. But every spirit that does not acknowledge Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard is coming, and even now is already in the world. Jesus Christ is the Son of the Most High God, came, born of a virgin, lived a sinless life, but died a death that we deserve because of our sin on the cross, was raised to life 3 days later, ascended to heaven, and he's coming back one day, and I think it's sooner rather than later. Can I get any more clear than that? Lastly, I'll just say one thing that I do personally when it comes to hearing the Lord and being led by his Spirit is when I think I've heard something, and again, I think I've developed a pretty good, ear to it. Not a perfect ear, don't get me wrong. I test it. I give it time. I wait for confirmation. That when I said I was led by the Spirit to do that video last week, and I said I was led by the Spirit today, what I meant was by the providence of God. I was reading His Word. I felt Him nudge me in the direction. I gave it a good week, week and a half, almost 2 weeks. And in that, I prayed about it. I searched the scriptures even more. I talked with people that I know that are much wiser and have a deeper prayer life than I do, and sought confirmation on that. And through His providence, He led me to speak to you last week if you watched that video. That's what I mean by being led by the Spirit. Before I go, I want to encourage you, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I've been streaming live for the last few weeks, and I'm doing so for at least 4 weeks. We're working through the Acts prayer model, just teaching people how to pray and just discovering what it means to pray. Hope you can make it Thursday night at 7 Eastern on this channel, and then on my Facebook page as well. If you can't catch it live, catch the replay, and let me know what you think. Thanks for hanging out. I'm the goodness. You are loved.